G'day, I'm Adrian, and this is my place. Okay, lights back on. Just don't know what's going on, of course. These two tanks, this is Splash, and she's the mother of all of the betas that I've got in the grow out tank. She's awesome. She's just so smart and personable and friendly. I love her. Just a brilliant fish. Now I'm feeding them some freeze-dried blackworms, just because it's a bit of a treat for them. I probably feed it every second night, and I give them proper beta pellets for the other remaining ones. Now this one, I've got to, if you haven't already seen it, it's a biofilter. The pothos has gone nuts, so I've just got to get it out of the top there. But it's keeping those tanks very healthy. They're little bio filters and bio balls and sponges and etc. Runs on its own. This is one that's been pulled apart. I haven't pulled apart yet, but it's not set up, and you can see the compartments in there. So just one of the jail cell beta tanks that I take this out and I take this out, and then I have the one tank. So here's Kenji. So he's a red samurai. Now I'll probably whisper this a bit, but he's not the smartest, this dude. He's a what we say is a oh, there he goes, he's got that one. Yeah, he's a few six packs short of a carton. Got a kangaroo loose in the top paddock. Those types of Australian versions of he's pretty stupid. So probably should have cleaned that tank, but I love him. He's doesn't really see what's going on in the tank, to be honest. He doesn't really get much. He's just that exception to the rule of a smart beta. But anyway, I love him, and I'd like to find a female. I don't know if he'd actually breed, but we'll see how that goes. Okay, more tanks. Okay, onto the big side now. I'm going to go this way because I want to turn the lights off and do that rack. What do we got? Here we've got my Muramid, or the black knife fish. He's awesome. Very happy with him. So he gets freeze-dried blackworms. He also gets live mosquito larvae and live blackworms, but I've tried to get him onto these because it's much easier for me, obviously, if I can feed him the freeze-dried stuff. This has got 4 lay loopy, one very purple one. The other 3 not so much, but I'm just going to give them some time. I'm going to put them probably into that tank. Let me just wipe my hands up there. If you can see there, I've taken all the, well, a lot of the duckweed off. Had my calvus in there, but they died. Unfortunately, that tank didn't get air in the storm. I didn't realise the air wasn't running, and they perished in the Christmas storm. This is a bucket full of red Irian red rainbows. I don't know that you'll see any in there because they're still pretty small. But anyway, it's just ticking away. I've already fed that one some baby brine shrimp. These guys I haven't fed, so I'll do that now. So there's only 4 fish in this one, so I'll just give them a little pinch. It's probably even too much. See how that goes. Is he eating? Not that I can see. I won't feed them any of that. Okay, this is the turtle bench. Turtle rack, call it what you will. This one here, I'm just going to wash the rest of that stuff off of there into the Aaras tank. Hang on. So to move that out of the way. There's no lights on this rack, but these are my baby Aaras. You'll see one of the black line, Brazilian black line tetra has jumped over from this side. Still 6 or 7, I think, that I've grown to adulthood in here. Pretty flighty fish. They're one of the Adolphos, but a nice fish nonetheless. So I've got to get some food into them. What I do now, again, I've got quite a few Aaras in here, but I've also got probably 6, 7, 8 maybe of the 397 babies that are living under this timber. The Adolphos, I sort of squish it so that it goes down for them, and I don't like the Brazilian blackline tetras coming to the top because, as I said before, they jump. This has got rainbows, I think mixed rainbows, I'm not sure which ones, probably the red, and some sturbois and Adolphos down the bottom. Here I've got wet hands and I don't want to feed them that, so what that means is that these guys are done. Through there, all through there, all up there. Oh, actually no, I haven't, I've forgotten. See, this is why I've got to make sure I do them in sections, because I have red guppies at the top. One tank I used to have the blues in, which is now empty, and this one has got my red guppies in it, and I stand on tippy toes and put that in for them. So the tanks I'm feeding now are all on the sump that's broken that you saw, but it's still hard water full of coral and things like that. First one over here, now these are mixed Endlers. I've got to get rid of every one of these guys. They have the Firetail gene, and I might pull some boys out of there. There's also some plecos, so I sink some in there without trying to crush any guppies. I've had a female Guppy, not an Endler, jump in there before, and I've got some mixtures in that bloodline which I wasn't happy with. But anyway, that's that tank has been cleared out, and those guys will go to one of the fish shops as my mixed Endlers. And you will, if anyone buys them, if you line breed them, you will get these guys, which are the Firetail version of them. So I'm trying to get them red. These guys are more green than red, but they've got the flame tail, and I'm trying to get that to change to be quite a red one. So they're next on the feeding list. Now I feed these quite heavily because I've got a whole heap of baby plecos in here, common plecos, bristlenose. I didn't put them in there to breed. I just threw, I think, a couple, maybe 2 or 3 in there, and as babies, and they grew up very quickly and bred very quickly. So I'm sure they'll come out soon. But you know what common bristlenose look like. On to the cories. Okay, so I take a decent chunk, if you can see that there, and what I do is I just release bits of it so you can see how much there it goes down for the cories. That's perfect for them. There's quite a few in there, particularly they're black Venezuelans and albinos. Now if you like cories and you want me to do a video, I can sort of go through how I breed all these guys. These are CW27s and Vietnamese white clouds. I'm going to have to come back and show you these guys because they are very elusive. These guys are more elusive. They're the green gold lasers. And again, cories come out after I come back. They won't come out and feed unless I quietly come up on them. So I've got about, geez, I don't know, 35, 40 matais in there as well. So we'll catch a few of those on camera. Next in this rack will be the guppies. And what I do there is, because I've got 4 of them on the ground at once, I get enough for the 4 tubs. This has got no air, no filter in it, and I probably do 50% a week water changes. I guess I need to do more really. But they're quite happy in there, and I've got a ton of babies. I'm not sure if you can see. Oh yeah, you can see the babies okay, I think. These are the platinum blues. Every time I see a bit of red in any of them, I pull it out. So I'm trying to keep that line pure. These guys are 24 karat golds, and same amount of food, same amount of fish really. Tons of babies, which is really cool to see. I was going to put shrimp in there, but I've decided I'm going to move these tubs to these 3 600 by 600s, and I guess that's 250 deep millimeters as far as the water, and I'm going to change it so that water change comes out of the existing system when I run it through and then goes out into the drain. So that's where these guys are going to go, and one of these, I'm not sure, this is the Dumboes or the tricolors or whichever you want to call them. Really beautiful guppy, and I'm stoked with it. They have a tendency, these guys, to eat shrimp, which I find really unusual, but yeah, I had a heap of shrimp in there and now not so many. I think they're probably hiding in all the guppy grasses. It's quite a decent little tub. These are my koi guppies, doing brilliantly. Look at the babies in here. So I have a heap growing up in here, and also a heap of orange cherry shrimp in there as well. So these guys don't eat the shrimp whatsoever. And if you can see the shrimp coming out there, they'll come out after some time as well, because they pretty much just cover that rock, and the guppies take the stuff from the top. So that's them done. Now I still have stuff in my hand, as you can see. So in here I've got black rose shrimp. You might see a couple in there. They're quite happy in there. They don't get much attention, which suits them well, and I probably feed them every second or third day. This I'm just rescaping, so there's a whole heap of dwarf or pygmy Corydoras in here, and yeah, they're just waiting for some tucker. I've cleaned this tank recently, so again, I've just still got that same amount in here. I just sort of let fall to the bottom. If I keep going back to the container, it just takes me forever. This tank's dirty, and I've got Corydoras and green neons in here. Needs a definite clean before obviously Nick turns up. But I love the grotto effect. That's red root floater, would you believe, and the pennywort at the top. And when that tank's clean, that's beautiful. I might try to push that back a bit. You'll see the crested Java in there, which is growing well. I mean, everyone's happy. The cories are happy, but I want to be able to see them. So, what have we got out here at the moment? CW27s. There they go. I doubt we're going to get a glimpse of the lasers. Maybe after the lights are out, or the mat eyes are out, if I sneak up. There's a few of them anyway. Really flighty, and of course the albinos don't care, neither do the black vens. Next in the line of cories, if we're going to keep that vein going, this is so bad with the duckweed. I've just got to spend a day doing this, but I've got baby Mickey Mouse Platies, and which I didn't know I had after I got them out, the Platies here. These babies turned up, and I've got the orange Venezuelan cories. So these guys again, beautiful cories, not shy, easy to breed, and one of my faves, even though they're sort of relatively, I guess, common. And these guys are probably ready to go into the other tank, which will then give me the space to put something else in here. I'm going to remove the cories most likely. Oh, geez, I was going to say up to the sword tank, but I'll show you up there. It's pretty full when I get to that one. Okay, I've got one more lot of cories to do. Now with the green emeralds up here, now you can see they've stirred it up. They're excited. They do this every night. They'll stir everything up, and they can't wait for food. They're very, very hungry, pretty much all the time. And there was some pencil fish which I bred in there. They do really well. This needs a water change, there's no doubt, but they, yeah, they're very personable for cories. I love the colours on them too when you get them in the right light. And I've got some, I think it's a philodendron, it's called New York, that one growing out the top. So all I do there is put a little bit in, sort of swish it around so it falls down, and yeah, they should come out. The light's from above, so you get a bit of a reflection of my hand in there. But anyway, that's the cories done. Step down. I have a little step still because whilst I am 6'6", yeah, the tank's 10 foot tall. So, alright, what we'll do now is we'll go, I like to finish in this corner and start working this way, so I'll do that now. Okay, so that means a double scoop, and what I do, same step still, move it across, and I will, because it's floating and because I like to get these guys quite excited, I'm going to feed this one first. So this is the Swordtail winter tank. I bought them in from the tubs, pretty full as you can see, and I've got my blue lacustrous rainbows in there, so I'm going to feed those guys. And you'll see it's quite an active tank. I do tend to stand here for a bit watching this tank. And I got mixed sorties in there. I like that dude. Oh no, that's the cories. He's beautiful. That's one of the ones I'm going for as well. See if I can spot. There's a really cool fish that's. Oh yeah, might be him. Oh, that's one of my orange, and the black tail, which I'm trying to get like the wagtail on them. But there's one dude. Oh, there he is. I think that's a pretty cool sortie. He's going to keep on hiding from me. Come on. Come out this way, dude. No, he's going to go to the back, but I'll see if I can catch him again when he comes out. But he's full orange, white, and then black as a breakup. So I haven't seen that before, and I thought, well, if I can get a few of those and pull them out. But there's some nice cories and bits and pieces. These guys hate the camera. I've got some footage I'll sort of show you of them possibly over the top. I'll put some food in and then step down. Now I do that because this is the only tank that I have fake plants in. I've got pothos, of course, because I got these guys, and they will rip out they're the bubbies. They will rip out the normal plants. They don't touch the pothos, which is good. But they're babies. I like them to spit their babies into like this thickness as far as the plant's concerned, and it's worked really, really well. They've been really a great breeding colony for me. I wouldn't be able to tell you how many times they've bred, but a spectacular fish. These are Alanakara cories, and yeah, I'm in love with them. So they're a Lake Malawi cichlid, and they're an Mbuna cichlid actually. So I could do these guys within the breakup of the cories and the Lake Tanganyikans and the Lake Malawi fish. So anyway, speaking of which, I've got to keep going. You're back, my boy. If you've been wondering where Zig's been, he's been up having dinner whilst I've been doing this. It's after 7, I think. Yep, 5 past. Okay, so that's those 3 tanks done. I've got nothing up there except Sawassa tanks, so I'm not going to feed that, obviously. I've done everything there. At that height, I have some, I guess you would say spare, ornata pinus. Oh, not ornata pinus, what are they? Ocellatus, the black ockies. So I put a little bit of food in for them, and they come out. And I say spares because I've got a breeding tank of these guys. I've got a pair. I think I've got a couple of pairs actually in here. Oh, there is a, what's that? Capilli Golds by the looks of them, the Julidochromis. I didn't put them in there. They bred in there last time, and I removed them out, so obviously didn't get all those babies out. Then down here now I've got duckweed on my hands, so I'm not going to put my hands in there. I'm just going to wash them. Okay, and this is the breeding tank. Now my hands are clean. You'll see some of the babies coming to the top there. Certainly not afraid of me, these guys. And you'll see the water flows in from my sump and then flows out in all of these tanks that I'm doing. Wet hands, trying to zoom in. So yeah, these guys, I've had for like 10 years breeding, I guess, multiple generations, and I've got a heap in this tank. This is a really successful group colony I've got, so I'm really yeah, chuffed with these guys. But the little babies look very black, don't they? Which is what you're looking for in a black ockie, I'm sure. I can watch this tank for ages. Well, I can watch all my tanks for ages, really. Okay. Next is the Neolamprologus multifasciatus, or the multis, and as you can see, they're all waiting because they're not shy, they're not afraid of me whatsoever, and yeah, I can't pat these guys, but I can go damn close. So I've got a decent pinch of food, and I usually start down, actually I'll just zoom out if I can, wet hands. There we go. So I start down there and I just throw it all on the top because it gives me an idea of how much food I've got in there. I've also got Julidochromis transcriptus, which will come ripping out of there in a second. They're a bit shy, but they're the need for the food comes up pretty quickly. So what I do then is I just go back over and just do the whole length, and then if I squat down, I just spend a bit of time watching them do their thing. So these guys are also Lake Tanganyikan, would go into that video. I like how they're paired with the Julies because they are in the wild as well, and they're a really cool fish to watch. I probably should have cleaned the glass a bit better, but anyway, you get the drift. This is not the Keeping Fish Simple video, this is my video. So yeah, that'll just slowly come down. I like watching them go up. These guys are just, yeah, super entertaining. Okie doke, so while I'm down here, I will feed. These are my Coldwater swords, I guess. They were all babies that grew up in there that I couldn't catch, and I got some really nice ones. So I don't know what I'm going to do with them. Probably going to put them up there, but I mean, how many swords can one get into a tank? So yeah. Anyway, I got to feed them whilst I'm lamenting. So I just put a heap on top, push it underneath. You can see the guppy grass, how thick it is. It's going under a fluoro, which is why. I've got heaps of shrimp in there. I can't believe that. I mean, I guess they've grown up with them, but yeah, they don't eat those guys. It needs a massive clean. You can see why I want to put the guppies over here. I can get to clean these tanks out. This is more. These are muck guppies and muck endlers in here between the duckweed, so I need to throw some food in there, and then I'll go over to the cichlids, which are another Lake Tang fish I've got. Okay, so a bit in for them. I've got a reasonable amount here. The light doesn't come up very well on camera, does it? There we go. So I've got my longfin black, I guess what would you call them, black longfin rosy barbs in there, which I will show you in an upcoming video because they're spectacular. I got them from Matt, and they're all hiding out down there, so I'll do that. But this is the cichlids, another Lake Tanganyikan, Neolamprologus cichlids, and I've got heaps of bubbies, and again, just another awesome fish to watch. I feed this one reasonably heavy because the babies won't go far from their shells to feed. So if you want to make sure that they're going to get enough food, then you sort of got to swirl it around. I'm also going to drop some brine shrimp in there as well, probably a large cup, because it'll stay alive in there for a few hours and sort of swim around. And I'll probably put some brine shrimp in for these guys. They've only been there one night. This will be their second night. I'm going to stick them into this tub here, and with some rocks and bits and pieces tomorrow to try and breed them before I put them into a tank. But I may change my mind. Okay, more guppies. Okay, so this one I just go on top of, and then what's left in my hands, I've got to reach over to this tank. So that's got my Dalmatian Platies, or black Dalmatian Platies, in there. I was going for white with black spots, but it ends up being black with white spots, and they're turning pretty much black as well. Sunspot brevis in this tank, and doing really well. Got babies. You can see Sunspot brevis have jumped the tank to get away from the other ones, and they're in there with my Japan blue guppies. Probably not a great pairing. I need to get them out. Haven't had time. These are my albino blue topaz, and these guys are doing really well. They live in this tank. If I can just get that to focus with wet hands. Here we go. They live in this tank with a whole mess of cherry shrimp. So no problems putting these guys together with shrimp. And I've got a heap in there, and they're breeding, so that's good. I have another tank that's about to be pulled apart. This is my Hawaiian Sunset Platies, probably done with them. And then in this tank I have I think a couple of Corydoras and my Capilli Gold breeding pair in there of the Julie Decramus. They're a super shy fish, as you can see, but I'll put some food in. So I just put a little bit in there. They're bred in there, they've got babies, so I sort of mix it up, and then these guys in there, make sure I've got no duckweed in my hand. Then what's left of that mush I would turn into a milky sort of a paste with a bit down here and a bit down here is the last tank with duckweed in it. You can see how long it's going to take me to get the duckweed out just before Nick gets here. So this stuff I swirl around because, again, baby shrimp don't go a whole distance from where they're being released. And that is my, trying to get this towel, that is my red cherry shrimp tank, and it's basically a species only tank. Probably could do with a bit of a water change. That Ziggy, if you heard that banging, I don't know what he's doing, but something he shouldn't be. And then I'm going to put the red or the Darwin crabs, freshwater Darwin crabs down here. I've got to redo that. I'm also thinking of putting maybe the Aaras in there instead to grow out, so there's something with them. That has the remaining blue cherry shrimp, and as you can see, the pothos has gone just ballistic. So that's next to pull that apart, and I was thinking of making that Bluey's home as well. This tank is completely filthy and needs a clean, but I leave that because these guys are a flighty fish. They're a Septochromis black bee. They are a Lake Tanganyikan fish as well, and the babies feed off all of the that green algae. So it will be clean again for Nick's visit, but I will throw some food in that now. So this was the noise that you heard. What are you doing, boy? He loves the fish. He's actually been really interested in all the fish, and he doesn't try to get them. He just watches them. And but anyway, you probably shouldn't be standing on that. You realise that, don't you, Zig? Come on, boy. Let's get back to work. We've got to get upstairs. You're not making it easy. Okay, sort of zig out. There's nothing in this tank at the minute, and I have my purple-headed lay lupi breeding colony in here, and hopefully Big Boy is going to be photogenic. He's massive. He's one of the two males, the dominant males I've got in there. There's another one up this end, so I'm just going to get up there and feed them. I normally just step on a step still. And there's Mum and Dad, the breeding pair that I've got. I've got bubbies in this tank as well, so I just reach up, drop it in, and yeah, let them do their thing. You'll see how purple one of these girls is. Now these guys are pretty yellow, which is they've never thrown yellow for me ever. So I'm pretty surprised about that. A genetic throwback of some sort. But that tank's a great tank. I'm really happy with the way it looks, especially when I clean it, which I did a week and a bit ago, so it's doing okay. Alright, and you can see the pothos has grown out of everything. So, last one is the cichlids, which I also have ornata pinus, that even though they're a shell dweller will come to the top. I actually just put a little bit in, mix it up, and it left. Wash my hands in a guppy tank, and then, yeah, there's an ornata pinus. Sorry about the tank, but you won't see much, but you get the idea that they're doing well. Hopefully they're maybe even starting to get to the age of spawning. And another Lake Tanganyikan fish that I'll do, but that's this side of the room done. Next on the agenda is my container of swordtail babies. I've got heaps in there, and the gold dust platies, which I absolutely adore in there. So they've already had some brine shrimp, that's why they're not smashing the surface as much as they would normally do. But there's a heap in there, and as you can see, this is why Ziggy's so interested in these guys. There's a ton of activity in here. So I'm also using that as my plant growing tub. I've fed some baby Zig. I just told you to get off there previously, you know that, don't you? Just watch, don't drink. So some baby brine shrimp in there for my red Corydoras. Alright, I'm just going to have to leave him. And then last is this rack here, and I'm going to just do that now because it's actually one of the fun ones to feed, and I'm sure you'll enjoy this. Okay, so the rest of the room's lights are out except for this rack. Now I have already fed this tank, but there's a lot up here, so I'm just going to do that one more time, just a little bit more on top. So yeah, I'm interested they are to come and get it, and then I'll move down to these other ones. Don't drink that, please, boy. You know why? Because you eat my fish. Righto? This tank I sort of call, it's a bit of an oddball tank really. It's I've got it growing out of the top. It's a bit of a hybrid with everything growing out the top. I've got a bonsai in there. Got little Asian figurines, my little Asian men. He's catching fish, this dude. The other dude's reading a book. But yeah, I'm just growing everything through the top, and the bonsai, I've got to wire up. I'm going to shape that so it looks different, quite, it's more of a hanging, overhang type thing. So the plants are going well, the fish, including inside the tank, the fish are doing well. These are my whitefin ornate, so I'm just going to put this in here and try to get a better shot so there's no glare. So that's the fish that's the main fish that's in here. They attack like piranhas, don't they? But I've also got some albino cherry barbs, and of course Mr. Wendell is the elephant nose moramid that's in here at the moment. So he's actually really friendly. My Blixer's doing well. So what I feed him is the leftover freeze-dried blackworms. Now I usually hand feed him. He comes right out, and he'll get to the point he takes it from my hand all the time. I just squish it onto the wall for him like that, and then it sort of stays there, hopefully, for me usually to get enough of a few chunks off, but that's a bit wet, so it's not going to do that. So what I'll do instead is break it up for him and the other fish, and they'll go nuts for a while trying to get through that. I've still got a bit left in my hand, so these guys, I don't overfeed this tank. It just has direct water changes straight through into the drain, so it's pretty clean, pretty clear all the time. Gets heaps of water changes each week. I'd say 2 or 3. I like to keep this one really fresh and healthy. On to the next one. The last tank is this one. I had to turn the lights back on because I forgot it was on the actual timer. I know, we're going in a minute, I promise. So this one has my Adolphoi Corydoras in it, and I'm breeding a heap. There's just a ton in there. I've got also my red and blue fantail beta and 20 odd neons that I bought. I didn't breed these guys. I just got them as 2 separate groups, and I was really happy with them. So they get quite a decent feed as well. And the cories will be, they're actually, I think the Adolphoids are quite a visible cory compared to the other ones, which, by the way, I should have probably checked with the lights out before I turn them on, just to show you those ones. Zig, like, dude, what are you doing, mate? There's nothing in there but shrimp. He's he's always interested, aren't you, boy? I don't know how I'm going to add this into the film. It's not really the bloopers either, is it, huh? You're just crazy. I know. You're on a step stool, by the way, so we stepped up onto the step stool to step in and have a look at what is my... I didn't show them before, so let's show them now. Thank you for reminding me. My fire red Zig, it's hard to film with you there, dude. Like, I gotta go. Man, you're making it difficult. Just let me do this. Okay, so I should have cleaned this tank, but they're growing fantastically, doing really well as far as size is concerned. Yeah, it's bad with that. And, like, you're not even letting me get in there, are you? Anyway, I think you get the idea. See if I can get one on. There we go. Look, nice. At least I got a shot. Okay. Now we're going to turn the lights off and do the shock down procedure. I guess while he's there, I may as well do that. I'll turn the lights off, boy. Come on. So, lights go off there. And then I've just got that one rack with a couple of lights left on that. So what I do, I've actually do these ones manually because I like to look at the different racks at different times, and it also helps for filming. Sorry if that's just gone very dark for you. So the fish room is shut down as far as the timers and racks and everything's concerned. And then what I will do is I have a couple of nightlight type things set up. So I turn this one to blue, and I think that helps the plants growing in there too. And I've got the nightlight up there, blue for the main room, and then around here, oh, I forgot that thing of brine shrimp. Alright, well, everyone's getting a big feed of brine shrimp tonight. That one. Oh yeah, those guys will enjoy that. And the rest, I think I fed everyone the brine shrimp that I was going to. Yeah, hang on, dude. I'm going to tip into, sorry it's so dark, into there. So that will make them very happy. And then last, I turn this one off. And I turn this one to blue. And that's it. Fish room is shut down. I do have one more tank to go and feed, which is also a really fun one, which is the foyer one. So I'll do that now, and then I think that'll be a wrap for the video. Okay, off we go. Come on, boy. Okie doke, so this is the last tank to feed. It's also a really fun one. Ziggy is stoked about feeding this tank because it means it's his last tank for the day and he can come inside. Pseudotropheus solosi, a Lake Malawi Mbuna species. So the boys are the blue ones, light blue to grey are the submissive boys, subdominance yellows are the girls. I have some pictus catfish in there as well as a couple of plecos to keep it clean. Super fun tank to feed, it's always active. Not as active as this one I'm ready to feed of course, but I've got heaps of babies swimming around in there. They'll come out of the rock formations that I've got in there, which has been brilliant for them to feed, to breed in I should say. Okay, I'm just going to splash them around, and they love the flake food. I love feeding this tank the flake food as well because it gets everywhere. All of the babies get it, so the little ones down here. And then it gets right down the bottom for the catfish and the plecos. Now these guys pretty much keep the tank clean. It's rare that I clean the glass, and that's not an uncommon thing for me to say I guess, but the plecos genuinely keep it clean, keep the bottom pretty clean as well. The pictus catfish are hiding in here, they come out in a flash and they're gone. So that one is I think the last one for the day for feedings. Okay, well that's another video done. It was a long one, and I think you can actually take a look at how long it takes me to feed every night, which is quite involved I guess. Now I've got so many different species. What do you reckon? You want to go? And off you go. It's the first video I'm going to do in relation to just what I've got to do to get ready for Nick's visit here, keeping fish simple. That's going to be really awesome to have him back. I really enjoyed the day and the filming and the whole experience. So as far as the future video is concerned, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on today's video, number one, but then let me know what you think in the comments, what you'd like to see. Do you want a Lake Tanganyikan video? Do you want a Lake Malawi video? Corydoras breeding video? I've also got tetras, barbs. I mean, it's really, I don't want to do anything that's been done before as a how-to and it's a general sort of thing. I just want to do what I do and how I do it, and if that works for you, great. If not, tailor it to suit yourself. So next week's video, I'm really excited about that. That's a nano tank setup that I've done for Juan and his family. So I'm really pleased with the way that tank turned out. Juan and his family were just stoked. It's something that I think that they'll enjoy for a long time coming, and for him in his first tank to learn how to do all I think the basic stuff from someone that knows and experience is going to set him up for a really good fish keeping career. So So thank you so much for spending your time with me. It means the world to me, and I will see you next week. Bye for now. We'll go and that was so close to being a taker. All right, 2 takes, not too bad, I guess. Trophius solosi, Lake Malawi. So I hope you enjoyed it. It's the first video. I'm really excited about that. That's a tank setup, a nano tank. And this is pretty much how Gino likes to spend his night, sitting up here, waiting to attack Ziggy. So if you're wondering what the crackling noise was, yeah, that's Ziggy and his brand new toy. Isn't that right, Zig? This is why he wants to come upstairs and not hang out in the fish room. Got all his friends here as well.